Have you ever walked through a forest and thought it was, well, silent, just pure peace?
Hmm.
What if I told you that silence is kind of an illusion? That right under your feet there's this ancient, really complex conversation happening.
It sounds revolutionary, I know, but it's absolutely what science is showing us now.
Mhm.
Forests aren't just, random collections of trees.
Right.
They're vibrant societies, communicating. They have a language, a network, ways of helping and warning each other. We're frankly only just starting to figure out.
We've really underestimated them.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's dive in. How? How do trees talk if they don't have mouths or, vocal cords?
Well, the main way is through what some people call the Wood Wide Web. It's primarily this vast underground network of fungi,
Fungi.
specifically mycorrhizal fungi. It's a symbiotic thing, you see. The trees provide the fungi with carbon-rich sugars from photosynthesis.
Okay, food for the fungi.
Exactly. And in return, the fungi act almost like an underground internet service provider for the trees.
A biological internet. I like that analogy. It fits. But how does it actually, function, this network?
So these fungi, they extend these incredibly tiny threads. They're called hyphae.
Hyphae, great.
And these threads fuse with tree roots, but then they spread out for meters, sometimes even miles.
Wow, miles.
Yeah, connecting the roots of one tree to another, and get this, even trees of different species. It's this massive shared grid.
Okay.
And through this network, trees can send and receive signals, electrical signals, chemical signals. It's quite complex.
So what kind of information are we talking about? What's passing through these fungal wires?
Well, for one thing, resource sharing. Imagine a big, healthy tree that gets lots of sunlight.
Okay.
It might have excess sugars. It can actually send those sugars through the network to, say, smaller saplings stuck in the shade, struggling to get enough light.
So they're literally feeding their neighbor, like community support.
Pretty much, yeah. It's cooperation on a huge scale.
That's amazing. Are they just sharing food or other things too, like warnings?
Oh, absolutely. Warnings are a big part of it. If a tree gets attacked by a specific pest, maybe some kind of caterpillar,
Uh-huh.
it can send out a chemical distress signal through the network. And the neighboring trees receive that signal.
And what do?
They can then ramp up their own defenses, maybe start producing chemicals in their leaves that make them taste bad to that particular predator.
Before the pest even gets there.
Exactly. It acts like a coordinated defense system, a forest-wide neighborhood watch, if you like.
That is truly sophisticated. Now, I've heard the term mother trees. What are they? What's their role in all this?
Ah, yes. Mother trees are typically the really big, old central trees in a forest patch. Think of them as the most connected hubs.
Like a central server or something.
Sort of, yeah. They can be linked to hundreds of other trees around them. And interestingly, they seem particularly important for their own kin.
Their own seedlings.
Yes. Research suggests they preferentially send more nutrients, more warning signals to their own offspring. There's a real family dynamic going on underground.
Okay, so this fungal network, this Wood Wide Web, it sounds like the main communication highway. Is it the only way they talk?
No, actually, it's not the only way. Trees also communicate through the air.
Through the air? How?
Well, take acacia trees in Africa, for example. When a giraffe starts munching on one, the tree can release ethylene gas into the air.
Ethylene gas. Okay.
Nearby acacia trees detect that gas. And what do? They start pumping tannins into their leaves pretty quickly.
Cannons. Those make the leaves bitter, right? Indigestible.
Exactly. So it's a different kind of alarm system, more localized maybe, but definitely airborne. It shows they have, both wired and wireless communication.
This whole picture, it radically changes how you have to view a forest, doesn't it? What are the implications then for things like forestry, logging, deforestation?
Huge implications.
Yeah.
It means we really should stop seeing a forest as just a collection of individual trees, like resources on legs.
Yeah.
We need to see it more as a single, incredibly complex, interconnected system, maybe even a kind of superorganism. There's cooperation, competition, that's all linked.
So when we clear cut,
We're not just removing trees, we are ripping apart that ancient, intricate communication network, destroying those connections, especially removing those big mother trees. You're taking out the vital hubs that support the whole community. Forest health depends on that whole interconnected system.
it's genuinely profound, the idea that there's this silent, complex conversation happening all around us in the woods. It just reveals this hidden world of connection, cooperation, community. It changes how you experience being in nature.
It really does.
Yeah.
So the next time you find yourself walking in a forest, just, take a moment. Remember, you're not just seeing trees standing alone.
Mm.
You're actually walking on the rooftops of a bustling, hidden, subterranean city. Think about that.